After that, the effect of large-scale deforestation to local and world. Local will decrease the food supply. And toxification 有毒 outbreak of disease, loss of culture. All are what? All are negative impact to the world, all are negative impact. You can realize this is all negative impact, and you need to memorize all this when you do the last question for 4 to 6 marks. The decrease in food supply because of the deforestation and the practicing the shift cultivation, the not able food, and toxidation because the global melting will be occur the mercury, and it is highly toxic, and water pollution. The polluted water will contaminate the fish. 毒死啲魚啊 Then the outbreak of disease because the developers bring the disease to native people like 武漢肺炎 like COVID-19 Then lack of they will be died to against the disease. Then loss of culture because the resettle force to give up the traditional way of life and costume 啊，咁好似大陸化咁啊！我哋而家香港咪大陸化咯 ，but in tropical rainforest it's not 大陸化 ，it's because the loss of the life and costume, the traditional way of life. To the world, as the reduction of supply of the rainforest products because deforestation and poverty land will reduce the supply, then reduction of land with market value， 即係因為即係嗰啲係好多醫藥嘅價值㗎嘛，而家冇晒啦，之後咧就會有啲 threaten the social culture service 啦，同埋例如 ecosystem 冇咗啦，唔係ecotourism 冇咗啦。And high cost of conservation, spend more production of the species。咁我就講晒啦，係啦，我真係要講得好快啊，驚你聽得悶啊。咁咧 I've talked it in this episode for a long time. For this all, if you want to listen again, please replay it, and in next episode I will do the exercise with you and past paper with you. Finally, in episode 9, we will talk about the forest impact and measurements. Okay, but about the measurement to protect the tropical rainforest, we totally have 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 only. 6 measurements to protect. We have the sample and benefit and limitation. When we talk about the benefit and limitation, this is the last question about discuss the feasibility. It's about the last question for 4 to 8 marks. Therefore, we need to take two sides. For example, we need to talk about benefit and limitation together to get the 6 mark full mark. Okay, let us move to the setup production area first. We have some sample as designed as a national park or national reserve. A national reserve is what? Production areas is for ecotourism 生態旅遊 Ecotourism what is the benefit? It's promoted economic development, create jobs, bring revenue for the government, raising income, and for the conservative project, and this is educational tools like 做豬park， 好似地質公園咁咯，唔寫啦。跟住 after that, to preserve the cultural way of living on and the living space. What are the limitations? The limitation is a low economic return, and the LDC is rather encourage the economic development than because the economic development we have capital immediately, but we set up the ecotourism. It's not immediately, it's for a long term, long run. Therefore, they rather than encourage the economic development rather than to preserve and protect the areas. After that, the maintenance and the management fees, monitoring fees is high cost. Then, the polluting or damage the environment will disturb the peaceful life of native people. Also, let's move us to the second point. Regular logging activities like practice the reduce impact logging, like selective logging. In the past paper, we have discussion about the selective logging. I will go through it next time. Okay, let's move to the benefits. The selective logging or regulating the logging activities can preserve canopy, lower the rate of and smaller the extent of the trees being cut off. Also protecting the young tree and the non-economic species, allowing the nutrient cycle, protecting the soil and prevent the soil erosion. What are the limitations? Lots of limitations, not effective because we cannot prevent the commercial logging and high production costs, higher cost because we need to choose what we can cut or what we cannot cut, the selective logging. After that, we will reduce the income because the production cost increase. Then the income decrease respectively. This is hard to control the illegal logging because it's the tropical rainforest. It's too big, cannot monitor, and large scale. After that, LDC are lack of skills, capital, and technology to monitoring the things. After that, I will go to the plantation, trees plantation, about forestation. 植林啊 Afforestation is plant trees to provide a source of logging source as monoculture. 單一 one species only. The benefit is trees can have habitat more easily without cleaning the new forest, prevent soil erosion, reduce the soil degradation, meet the global demand, reduce the negative impact, but still lots of limitation because this is a monoculture. It's one species only, and the afforestation cannot maintain 5-layer structure because it's 單一, it's monoculture. After that, the fertilizer and herbicides may protect the soil, reduce living space and farmland, expand the trees plantation. Monoculture may lead pests and disease. After that, I will go through the make use of exiting cleared land. Okay, what are the benefits? The benefit is reduce the need of cleaning new forests, slower the deforestation, improve the soil fertility, and increase income, and reduce the amount of pests and disease. What are the limitations? High is need planning, monitoring, and high planning, monitoring, and the cost and the production cost, and also we need technique and knowledge, and technology is the education. About skills, we need skills, but still the LDC is lack of technology, skilled labor, and the capital to do that. Okay, move to the last but not least one. What are benefits for the restore degraded land? Slow down the deforestation, maintain the habitat and living space, retain the biodiversity, decrease the carbon dioxide, reduce the carbon dioxide, increase plants and animal species. What are the limitations? High costs. LDC rather encourage the economic development because it has low economic return, and it needs very long period of time. Also, it's competitive with other forest use because when you restore, they rather than logging is earn more money. Because LDC are poor, they need the opportunity to develop something. Lastly, talk about the enforced law. Is the simple like the real-time technology. What are the benefits? Benefit is real-time, easy to manage, but more are the limitation. Limitation have a lot of limitation. Because the economic value for the developing the tropical rainforest, the corruption may hide and often delay, high cost and technology. We need to, like Kwanga, have some label for the LDCs. Okay, I talk everything to you in this episode. I think you can have a deeper look at all things now.